My name is Nathalie Batraville, and this reflection is titled Technologies of Love and Desire. In rereading Dionne Brand's A Map to the Door of No Return, I was particularly moved by the descriptions of her childhood in the Caribbean. As someone born of parents who grew up and came of age in the same region, these renderings stayed with me. In one passage, Brand describes a fight between two men on a beach at Guaya and recalls the spirit of the place, which she understood from a young age. She writes on page 11, "I knew that everyone here was unhappy and haunted in some way. Life spoke the blunt language of brutality. Even beauty was brutal." She concludes further that she had, quote, "a visceral understanding of a wound much deeper than the physical, a wound which somehow erupted in profound self-disappointment, self-hatred, and disaffection," end of quote. In these early passages of A Map to the Door of No Return, Brand describes the wreckage of the Middle Passage, renamed Door of No Return. Across the text, the ravages of intergenerational trauma on the body, spirit, heart, and mind are palpable. Faced with this wreckage, Brand offers the image of the map, reflecting back on the work of colonial cartographers and geographers, but ultimately asking herself, how we find our way. Early in the work, she cites David Turnbull's book, Maps Are Territories, noting as he did that, quote, "To find our way successfully, it is not enough to just have a map. We need a cognitive schema as well as practical mastery of wayfinding." The different registers of Brand's text, part essay, part memoir, part theory, part criticism, and part literary retrospective, operate as a kind of wayfinding, while also questioning the epistemological conditions from which we understand the systems and libidinal economies around us before even finding our way within them. Love, another kind of wayfinding, requires overcoming or working through the embodied mechanisms and manifestations of the door. For bell hooks, the legacies of enslavement muddled the path to the kinds of intersubjectivity that love demands. Hooks suggests in Sisters of the Yam that, quote, "Though Black folks may have emerged from slavery, eager to experience intimacy, commitment, and passion outside the realm of bondage, they must also have been, in many ways, psychologically unprepared to practice fully the art of loving," end of quote. The tension between captivity and the art of loving becomes particularly salient in the section of Brand's map titled Arriving at Desire. A window into the narrator's sentimental education, this section focuses on the books that marked her childhood. Two books are juxtaposed at the outset, one on geometry and the other on the Haitian Revolution, titled The Black Napoleon. This book was the narrator's first introduction to both slavery and revolution. The narrator's awakening as a complex desiring subject was coterminous with her awakening as a Black subject, suddenly aware of a shared history of struggle and beauty spanning a sea, an ocean, and multiple continents. The strange familiarity of the Haitian story contrasts with the opacity of the geometry manual, also located at the bottom of the drawer. Brand describes the geometry book on page 185 as, quote, "pages of drawings, signs, and symbols with thick, dense writing, which I could not follow, a kind of inexplicable intelligence." Together, the inexplicable intelligence of geometry and the strange familiarity of slavery and revolution, the books evoked the possibility of learning new languages, new technologies, new maps. Here, desire is a space of invention, strategy, and technology. The narrator noted a few pages later about D.H. Lawrence's Lady Chatterley's Lover that the book offered a conversation that was, quote, about culture, class, technology, and sexuality. I'm particularly interested here in love and desire as technologies. Lauren Berlant juxtaposed science and desire, writing in their book, Desire/Love, that, quote, a relation of desire creates a space in which its trajectories and complexities are repeatedly experienced and represented. And as its movement creates tracks that we can follow on the body and in the world, it creates an urge for mapping, end of quote. Brand's map leads her to Toussaint Louverture, as was the case with one of Ntozake Shange's characters from her 1974 work For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough. The narrator in Brand's map writes about an early poem she composed explaining, quote, when I was 25 or so, I would write in a poem, Toussaint, I loved you as soon as I saw you on that page. In turn, Shange's Lady in Brown mapped love and desire along similar lines. Her character confesses, quote, Toussaint Louverture, all caps, became my secret lover at the age of 8. I entertained him in my bedroom with a flashlight under my covers, way into the night. We discussed strategies, how to remove white girls from my hopscotch games, and etc. End of quote. Through childhood games and strategy, these Black girls intertwine love, desire, and study to allow revolution to become their embodied practice and space of invention. The Black girls reinvent beauty and power. As Brand explains, quote, for some of us, beauty must be made over and over again out of the sometimes fragile, the sometimes dangerous, end of quote. The making over and over again of beauty, love, and desire may be at the heart of how we find our way, how we map new becomings in the wake of the door. The maps in the geometry book, still at the bottom of the sticky drawer, nudge us to recreate technologies of intersubjectivity. Remaking ourselves will necessarily mean remaking beauty, love, and desire, such that new cartographies of the human might offer a kind of Black cyborg that heals, that rewrites revolution through Black women's love, that makes Black women's love the revolution itself.